All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to teach you how to choose the perfect credit card every single time to make you the most money. All right, so let's get right to it. Say you've been researching some credit cards, you're in the market for a new credit card, and you've been trying to decide which ones will be the best for you to earn the most cash back or rewards. Say you already have the Discover It Chrome card. I actually talked about this card in my first video, and I think it's a really good beginner credit card. But let's just say you're starting out with that credit card and you've been looking into some Chase cards. So in particular, say you saw the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, which gets you 1.5% cash back on all purchases, and there's no annual fee. And then you were also looking into the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the travel credit card that gets you 2 times points on dining, 2 times points on travel, 5 times points on Lyft rides, and then 1 times points on everything else. I also talked about that card in my last video, so I'll put a link down in the description if you want to learn more about it. The catch to the Chase Sapphire Preferred card is that there's a $95 annual fee. So we'll actually go over all the calculations and the formula that you need to know to determine whether or not a certain card is right for you. So let's jump into the computer. Alright, so as you guys can see right now, we're in a Google Sheets I made, and this is actually how I calculate which card I should be getting. And this can be done for any card, any decision you need to make if you're kind of deciding between 2 cards or 4 cards, or if you think replacing a card with another card is a good idea. This can help you do it for anything. So we will see here that I have my Discover It Chrome, Chase Sapphire Preferred, and we'll just look at those 2 first, and then we'll expand on to the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So to do this, I'm actually going to take my spending from all of 2019 that I put on my Discover card. So you can see over here in the left hand, this is my total spend for 2019. It was $16,405. Now this does not include anything like rent, car payments, utilities. Those all come straight from my bank account. So this is just any expenses that I put on my credit card and that I plan to put on any other credit cards that I'll be thinking about. So as we can see, I have the gas right here, and gas is $17.38. So $1,738 for gas. Restaurants, I spent $5,485, and travel, I spent $3,000. Other, $6,182. So when you're doing this for whatever cards you're actually trying to choose between, you need to see the reward categories and split out your spending based off those reward categories. So the cards we'll be looking at today only have gas, restaurants, and travel as extra earners in either points or cashback. So that's why I have it split up that way. All right, so we're gonna break it down by card. So we can see the Discover It Chrome card here. We're gonna see how much cash back I could have actually earned if I were to use this card for the full year with that spending budget that I just showed you guys. So these Discover It Chrome card, as I said before, it has 2% cash back on restaurants and gas, and that is only up until $1,000 a quarter. So every 3 months, they will only do 2% cash back on the first 1,000. Then anything after the first 1,000, they'll only do 1% cash back. So I'll show you guys how to calculate that here as well. And then the card gives you 1% cash back on everything else. So if we put my mock budget into this, I spent $5,485 on restaurants last year. And since we can only do up to 1,000 a quarter, I'm just gonna say maximum 4,000 for the whole year. It probably is a little different because I was probably not spending the same amount every 3 months. But we're just gonna say I got that full 1,000 a quarter at 2% cash back. So if you see, this is how I'm actually calculating the cash back. So I don't know if you guys can see this on the screen, but this formula up here, it's 4,000 times 2% plus 1,485 times 1%. So that goes along with the 2% cash back up to 1,000. That's why I have the 4,000 times 2% in here, plus 1% cash back on the rest, and that equaled $94. So if we do the same thing for gas, I spent $17.38 on gas last year. That reward $34 back as cash back. And then everything else, that is the $9,182 left over, comes out to $91.82. So if we total all of that up for the cash back on the Discover It Chrome card, and remember there's no annual fee, so I don't need to subtract anything, that would be $221. So $221 you basically got for free just by using that card. So now that we've done it for this card, we're actually going to do it for all the other cards, and then we're going to see which one actually gives you the most benefit when you add up all the numbers. So we will go over to the Chase Sapphire Preferred card now. This is on the right-hand side. So this is that travel credit card I have a video about. 2 times Chase Ultimate Reward points on travel and restaurants, 1 times points on everything else. And then I also have in here 5 times points on Lyft, but I'm just gonna say I didn't use Lyft at all last year. I used Uber most of the time, so I'm not gonna factor that in right now. But if you are a heavy Lyft user, you could factor it in as well. And this card also comes with a Dash Pass subscription, just something to think about when you're deciding if a card is worth it or not. So we'll do the same thing. We'll go through my categories and the bonus categories, and we'll see how much it actually yields me in the end. So restaurants, I spend $5,485. Since that is double the points with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, that'll get me this 10,970 reward points. So if we actually take those points and transfer them to a travel service, so there's different ways that Chase lets you redeem these points. One way with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, they actually have their own travel portal. So they'll give you 1.2 cents per point back on anything in that travel portal. And I equate that travel portal to Expedia. It's actually run on Expedia, so it works a lot like it. And any hotel, any flight, anything you can book through Expedia, you usually can book through this at a redemption rate of 1.25 cents per point. So that's why I have that as our lowest point equivalent if you're going to use that portal. But there are better ways to redeem these points for higher value. So that's why I have this 1.5 cents per point and 2.0 cents per point columns here. Because if you transfer to a travel partner, as I said in my last video, you can get upwards of 2.0 plus cents per point, depending on what travel partner you use. The average I've found is I use United, so domestic carriers aren't going to have as big reward redemptions, but I usually get around 1.5 cents per point when I do transfer my Chase Ultimate Reward points to the United portal to use it for miles. So we'll go through this right now. So we can see those 10,970 points. That equals either $137, $164, or $220 based off the redemption rate. So it depends what redemption rate you actually got for those points. But for this, we'll see them all, and you can kind of decide how you want to view this card because of the point redemption values. So if we go down, I'll do the same for travel and the same for everything else. Travel's at 2 times points as well. Everything else is 1 times points. So we can see the totals for these are coming out to $311, $373, and $497, depending on which value you get for your points. And we can already see that looks a lot better than the Discover It Chrome at $221 for spending the same amount. But then we now have to subtract that $95 annual fee that I was talking about that this Chase Sapphire Preferred has. So once we do subtract that $95 annual fee, we can see that if you were to redeem your points at 1.25 cents per point, your value of those points would be $216. And that is actually $5 less than the cash back on the Discover It Chrome card. So you can see right there, say you were just going through the Chase Ultimate Reward portal with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and you were redeeming those points at 1.25 cents per point, the cash equivalent value is actually better on the Discover It Chrome card. So in that case, you would want to choose the Discover It Chrome card. But I do recommend if you are using a reward point or travel rewards points card, such as the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you should go for as high of a redemption rate as possible. So it is not hard to get 1.5 cents per point or even 2.0 cents plus per point for these type of cards. And you can see once we're getting the 1.5 and 2.0 cents per point redemption value for our points, the value is going way up. So say I were to transfer to United, I got 1.5 cents per point on my points. That cash equivalent would equal $278. That is after the annual fee. So that's minus $95 and it's still $278, which is about $50 higher, $60 higher than the Discover It Chrome. And then if we go to 2 cents per point, it jumps to $402 redemption value. So that is a lot higher. That's $180 higher than the Discover It Chrome card. So you can see the way you're using these points and the way you're redeeming these points does come into play when you're looking at these equations. So now that we've seen both the Discover It Chrome and the Chase Sapphire Preferred, if we were going to use that card and that card only for the entire year, how we saw the difference, we're now going to go over to the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So the Chase Freedom Unlimited is another card. It's a 1.5% cashback card on everything. So this is kind of similar to other just normal cashback cards. It'll give you 1.5% cashback on everything. Now the way Chase actually does this is they give you reward points for the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So it's kind of like the Chase Sapphire. So they'll give you those points at 1.5 times points on everything, but then they allow you to redeem those points as cash back for 1 cent per point, which is basically just 1.5% cash back. So if we put our whole spending for my imaginary budget into here at $16,405, the reward points you get from that is $24,607, and the cash back at 1 cent per point is $246. So we can go back and see, if we compare them to the Chase Sapphire Preferred, that it actually, the Chase Freedom Unlimited beats out the 1.25 cents per point redemption rate, but it does not beat out the cash equivalent for 1.5 cents per point or 2.0 cents per point. So it is a good cashback card if you are looking for it just to be easy and you just want cash for whatever your cash back for whatever you spend. Then I would go with the Chase Freedom Unlimited in this case. But if you wanted to work a little bit harder to get better value, it's still the right move to go with the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And look at that, $402 in value. So now that we've looked at these three cards, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and the Discover It Chrome card, just using them by themselves a full year, we're actually going to show how using multiple of these cards in different ways will actually give us great results. So I'm going to scroll over to the right over here, and we can see the Chase Sapphire Preferred, that's CSP, plus the Chase Freedom Unlimited. And we're gonna pretend like I'm using both of these cards for the year. So we remember the Chase Sapphire Preferred has 2 times points on travel, 2 times points on restaurants, and the Chase Freedom Unlimited is 1.5 times points on everything else. So we're only gonna use the Chase Sapphire Preferred for those restaurants and travel purchases, and then the Chase Freedom Unlimited for everything else. So if we go to the numbers, just doing what we were doing before and showing how much I spent for restaurants, travel, and everything else for the entire year, you can see the point values here. And when we transfer those point values to these cash equivalents, we're gonna see that they're a lot more than any of the previous metrics that we've chosen so far. So we can see when we add all these up, the total, if you were redeeming at 1.25 cents per point, that would just be going straight through the Chase redemption portal, the Ultimate Rewards portal. That would be $360. Now, since we still have the Chase Sapphire Preferred in the equation, we have to subtract that $95 annual fee, and that comes out to $265. And then when we go up to redeeming at 1.5 cents per point or 2.0 cents per point, we can see we're getting great value, $337 and $482. That is crazy for the entire year just using these two cards. Now actually this other sheet comparing all of them. So we can see here in the left-hand column, we have each scenario I went through. So in row number 2 is the Discover It Chrome card, only using that card for everything. 3 is Chase Sapphire Preferred, 4 is Chase Freedom Unlimited, and 5 is Chase Sapphire Preferred plus the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So we can see the value back here. I've kind of color-coded them. The worst value out of all of these is using the Chase Sapphire Preferred by itself and redeeming for 1.25 cents per point. That will only get you a cash equivalent of $216. That is bright red. The second worst is the Discover It Chrome card at $221. And the Discover It Chrome card is kind of a beginner level card, so I would expect that. And then all the way up here in bright green, you can see the Chase Sapphire Preferred plus Chase Freedom Unlimited. If you're redeeming at 2 cents per point, you get $482 in value. And then you can see the rest of the chart here, $402 for Chase Sapphire Preferred at that 2.0 cents per point, and then down from there. So as you can see, you can do something as simple as this to calculate kind of your estimated spending and then your estimated rewards from that spending based on whatever card setup you have. If any of you want me to do this calculation for yourself, feel free to comment below and I'll get in touch with you and I'll actually put your spending, your estimated spending that you have in these categories, and we can pick a few cards that you've been thinking about getting or might want to get in the future, and we could see which one is better for you, and we can even make a video on that in the future if you would like. So go comment down below and I'll respond to every comment and I'll let you guys know when that video will come out if someone does want me to do this for them. All right, so you guys can see that is how you calculate what card you should be getting based on your spending. It's as easy as that, and remember, comment down below if you want me to go over this for your budget. And don't forget, everybody, to go down there and click that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. That'll let me know that people are interested in these videos, and it'll show you every time I post so you don't miss a video in the future. If you like this video, go down there and hit the like button. Comment down below if you liked it, and if you want to see more of these types of videos, let me know. Have a good one, everybody.